like my job here isn't to prove people wrong. Like I prove myself right. That's and I fully have self-belief, you know. And what those people say, that's just their opinion. So I don't truly care. They don't really live in my mental space about that type of stuff. It really doesn't do anything for me. You value life and you value opportunity and just waking up every day a different way. So that's kind of why there's nothing for me to really, no matter what, in any situation, I can't really be fazed by it. You know, it's like playing quarterback. You go down there, you may have not scored the whole game or whatever, but then when it gets to that final 2 minutes and it's time to lock in extra, you can't be in your feelings. You can't be down about anything. You know, you still got another chance.
I mean, Shedeur Sanders is such a fascinating character.
Well said.
A lot of the times you hear him talk, you're like, man, that's a guy that gets it.
Right.
He completely gets it. You talked to him at what, the Super Bowl? Combine.
Yeah,
it was a combine.
Right.
You liked him, right? He said a lot of the good things. He's got the confidence, but you listen to him talk, you're like, man, that's a guy who gets it. And then you have the complete opposite when you hear reports of how he acted in the team meeting.
Well, he was misguided through the process of the draft. He needed an agent. That's where they messed up. You know, he and his family and his dad, I think, just overestimated how much of a slam dunk top 5 pick they thought he was going to be, obviously, right? And how they should go a part of the process. And just as you've heard, he kind of took it more like, oh, you're supposed to be recruiting me, instead of like, no, you're got to impress them. And then they go, oh, wow, he's impressive. We want to take him. Yeah. This isn't college where we're like, we're dying to have you because you're a 4-star or a 5-star. No, they're making an investment here. Things are different here. So, yeah, they want to recruit you to a degree, but no, it's really your job to sell them on you. And that's where he failed a little bit in the process. But the things he says and the way he's acted other than that are phenomenal. Yeah. The way he handled the draft in itself was phenomenal, right? You know, I do give him credit for that. And within that, I don't know, does it bother you, right? So I had this talk a little with Florio this morning because Florio's like wants him to be a little more angry or a chip on his shoulder. And that doesn't bother me. One, what I look at, you know, I understand a chip on your shoulder, and some people are motivated that way. Some people need external motivation. Some people are motivated internally. He's an internal guy. I can tell that. Always been able to tell that, really. I don't think he gives a damn. He's so used to his name. My dad's Deion Sanders, so he's unfazed by that. He looks at it and goes, no, I want to be great. I want to be Tom Brady. He's been saying that for a few years now, right? So I think he looks at that. And there is beauty in that or real smarts in that. I'm going to get up and be the best version of myself today and be the best I can be. And as long as I do that, right, things will set themselves up. Instead of sometimes, right, when you do have that chip on your shoulder, you get up angry. I'm going to show them today, right? Yeah. I'm going to do that. Then you get on the meetings and you're still like, I'm going to show them. And maybe you're not as charismatic as the way you're being. Then you get on the football field. Oh, he's open. I'm going to fit it in there. I'm going to show intercepted. Oh, you showed them all right with that chip on your shoulder, right? So that is being part of the quarterback, like he said. You got to stay even keel. And I don't think he's going to let that affect him. He's going to approach every day going, no, I want to be great. So I'm going to try to be great out here today and go from there. And I like the way he talks and handles himself. And hopefully he's doing all the right things in the meeting rooms and all that, you know, to further that along as well.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think you can go about it multiple ways. I think it all comes down to what motivates you to put in the extra work and to grind even when it gets really, really, really hard.
That's
you know, it's like you can say, it's like I can be like, I want to get to 15% body fat or whatever. And I can be like, and I internally motivated to do that. And I work out and I'm doing it every day. Or someone says to me, hey, dude, you can never get to 15% body fat. And that's the extra motivation I need. And now I get angry and now I'm doing it because of that. And so maybe in those cases, it does give you that motivation. But if you can find that motivation without having that chip on your shoulder, I think that's fine. It's just, can you get to that point where you're motivated enough to put in all the work and all the effort? And that's some of the questions with his conversations with Cam Ward. It's just like, want to go make a song. It's like, I think that's the question, right? Does he need that chip to give him that extra, you know, I'm going to show you, and then I'm not doing that song anymore. I'm not doing all this other stuff because I want to prove you wrong. It's like some people need that.
No, you're right about that. Hopefully this process makes him focus more on what is most important. Maybe that's the biggest thing. Yeah. But as somebody that I could tell you that I've kind of done both, Like, right? I was like Mr. External Motivation at times a little bit in my career. Oh, I got drafted in the 3rd round. I'm going to show everybody, right? I'm going to put this guy's picture on the mirror in my bathroom because I'm going to wake up thinking I'm going to outwork him and beat his ass today, right? And do all that stuff. But as I got more mature and older, I started to go, no. It's about me. And I want to be the greatest. I want to be great. That's what was getting me up out of the bed in the morning. That's bottom line what it is. And I found that to be a more, what do I want to say, consistent existence.
Exactly.
As far as being motivated like that, where everything I did was, no, this is going to make me great. This is going to make me great, instead of, this is going to show you. This will show them. I get that. That crept back into my mind every now and then. Yeah. But that was more competition anyways. Like, I remember they picked that guy. I've been working hard. I'm going to be great. I'm going to show them today, right? That's as far as it went. And that's where I feel like he has a mature take on things that way. And I think it's going to serve him well in the NFL, because there's a lot of peaks and valleys, as you know. And like you said, you could go to a game, and we watch games every year, and we forget about the context. Oh, man, how many games this year did Mahomes play like we just went, that was not that good, and then they won it clutch late, and we went, damn, Mahomes is amazing. Look at Mahomes, right? Yeah. He's amazing. And he didn't let all the ugliness affect him when he needed to be awesome at that moment. And I think Shedeur really realizes that type of stuff.
I agree with you 100%, because I think it's more reliable when that motivation comes internally, right? When it's a personal standard. It's what we talked about with John Lynch when he was on here, right?
Definitely.
It was like in practice, they had a personal standard of like no complete passes. It wasn't because they wanted to make you a rival or like I'm going to show Simms. It was because they had their own personal standard.
Exactly right.
They didn't want to drop below.
Exactly right.
And that was
one of the
consistent.
greatnesses of the New England Patriots to me is this conversation, right? I've been around and know other teams like where they were really good, but it was all over the place. Because one week we hate this team, we're going to be focused and all over it. They embarrassed us last time. Then the next week it's like, well, this team's no good. We're going to kick their ass. So there's no motivation, right? You can see there's great teams that go through those peaks and valleys. The one thing I learned when I went to New England and worked there, I was like, man, they don't really give a crap about anybody. They really don't. They don't ever talk about another team, a rival, a coach they hate. Every day, the rival is, you better be your best in here today. We expect this. Brady on the offense expects this. Bill, with his coaches in the defense, expect this. And if you don't, you're going to be miserable, because they're going to put the chip on their shoulder just going, you're not living up to our standard or doing what we want you to do, right? We're not worried about, you didn't get picked by this guy or this team didn't sign you in free agency. And to your point, I think the word you said, there's a more consistent way and less peaks and valleys when you're internally motivated over externally motivated.
I agree. We have some video of both Shedeur and Dillon Gabriel, and while we watch, I want to give you a line from Dillon Gabriel. Says, I love it because of who it is. I think just for both of us, you can learn from one another, but also it's not just us two in the room. I only know one way to prepare. I only know one way to work, and that is as the starter. So as we watch Shedeur and some of his throws.
That was nice. I know Shedeur, Shedeur made some good throws, certainly. I like watching all this stuff because, again, we don't have film to watch right now, so I sit here at home when I'm eating breakfast and stuff, and I flip through team social media just to go, let me see some Shedeur highlights. Let me see him throw the ball. He is a good deep ball thrower, as you could see.
Yeah.
He can do it with ease. He plays big, right? He's got great feel on these type of throws, whether to lead the guy and drop it in the bucket or throw it behind him and make it a back shoulder. He's very good in that department. His accuracy is real.
Oh, he's patting the ball still. They
got the read on him. That was just supposed to be intercepted. So, yeah, all of that. Now, I also think, look at Kevin Stefanski reaching out there. I like it.
Okay. All right, yeah.
A little off target. Maybe he was protecting him from the defender. Maybe he felt a linebacker over there.
Could have been a bad pattern.
Coach.
Could have been a bad pattern,
yeah,
too.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe he's like, Coach, you're slow and white. You didn't get where you needed to go.
Here's Dillon Gabriel, the lefty.
There he is, who throws it. He's another guy that throws the ball down the field. Now, to me, he throws with more effort, right, than you see Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell right there. Shedeur Sanders threw a post route for 50 yards and didn't use the effort Dillon Gabriel just did for a 20-yard throw, right? And you could see he does look small, but the ball comes out of his hands. It pops. It definitely does, and it spins well too. Now, through the week, and not just the Cleveland Browns social media, right, this is what's going to be tough on Dillon Gabriel. He's in a tough spot. He really is. The public social media, not the Cleveland Browns team social media, but the public social media favors Shedeur Sanders, right?
Yes.
Oh, look at this dime by Shedeur. Look at this by, and then I saw this 9 million places. Oh, here's the Browns' 3rd-round pick. Look at this, right? This was everywhere. So he's going to have to fight the battle of public opinion where most people are going to be on Shedeur's side. And he's going to have to deal with that, let alone here's Shedeur and the cultural, young icon he is. Here we are taking a picture as the rookies. Here goes Quinshon Judkins, watch as you let it continue to play. They're going to do a pose. The first pose they come up with is Shedeur's pose. Let me show you my rollie and put the wrist up. And how do you think Dylan Gabriel feels about that? He's going, damn, here's the rookies. I'm one of the rookies. He's like, wait, what are you guys doing? They're like, we're doing the Shedeur. I mean, so he's really got an uphill battle. So not only does Shedeur have the proverbial chip on his shoulder, right, just because he didn't get drafted and all of that, and yeah, there's that, and he doesn't handle it like a chip, but you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
And now Dylan Gabriel's got to deal with, wait, I was the guy that was drafted before Shedeur, and they're going to talk about Shedeur a whole lot more than me. And more than likely, the guys in the locker room are going to gravitate towards Shedeur more than me. And that's a weird thing and a weird existence, and I feel bad for him there. But, hey, it's NFL football, and what he'll realize, too, it's about you, big guy. It's just about you. You go out there, do your thing every day. Don't worry about all the other crap out there. The coaches will see it for what it is, and just trust in that process right there.
And he was drafted ahead of Shedeur, and at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. He already won in the game of the NFL draft.
Yo, homies, what's up? Thanks for watching Chris Simms Unbuttoned. And just because the weather's warm doesn't mean football ain't still on our brains right here.
We are still working, so smash that subscribe button. We got all the training camp news, preseason news, everything up until kickoff night.
Thanks for watching. And again, remember to hit that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.